Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again and welcome back. In this session we're going to see how to onboard a WAN edge. As we covered in the previous session, we know that an SD-WAN fabric is composed of controllers and WAN edges. WAN edges are located at the site. Let me see my topology, that's where we can see exactly how this can be represented in a real network. So basically you're going to have your controllers sitting somewhere. They can be cloud-based or they can be on premises. On premises they're going to be located at one of your data center or one of your offices. And then you're going to have the WAN edges sitting at sites. You can have one edge, a single edge, one edge at a specific site, but you can also have dual WAN edges. That will depend on the amount of traffic or the design of your network. On the middle, you're going to have your transport. Most of the time, it's going to be about internet, but also MPLS. Because what we want to do is to have dual transport. That's why if one transport has issues, like in this case, if you have an issue with internet, then MPLS can keep your site connected. So this is the design we're going to work on. Let me go over it really quick. We have 3 controllers. Controllers will only be reachable via the internet. And we also have 4 sites with 1 edge. These are site 11, site 22, site 33, and site 44. So one side is facing the transport, and the other side is the service side. The transport side is the side that connects your edges to the transports. That can be, like I just said, the internet or the MPLS. And the service side is kind of the LAN, where you're going to have your users. And the number of users will depend on the size of the branch or the site. We have 2 HQs because what I've done is kind of to simulate a real network. This is the EMEA side, Europe, Middle East, Africa, this side, and we have the Americas on this side. So each side has a HQ for the company, and each side does also have a data center. So we have a data center on each side, and at the data center we have the attack server, we have a syslog and web server, we have an SNMP server, we have a DNS, NTP, and DHCP on this router. We're going to have 2 ways of connecting our branches to the internet. The first is that we can do the direct internet access. So that will allow this site to connect to the internet directly using the transport. Let me give an example. Before giving the example, let me just give an idea of how you can connect your GNS3 to the internet. Basically what I've done, I've used the GNS3 NAT cloud and connected it to the router that is using the internet, and I've redistributed this subnet to the GNS3 network. So let me give an example. If I go to my topology, I will bring the internet router. Okay, so this is my internet router. So if I do show, excuse me, so looks like I got 2, let me close 1. Show IP interface brief. I was looking at show interface description. So there is one, this link is going to the public internet. So if I do show IP interface brief, we can see that that interface is getting the subnet from DHCP. So you see it's the 192.168.17.184, and I have redistributed this subnet onto the GNS3 network, simulated internet. So I mean, I have advertised this interface in the OSPF network. So if I go to one of the sites, this site, if I do show IP routes, I have a static route going to the internet network. So it's going to 100.100.222.2. If we go back here, we can see that's this interface. Okay, and if I go back here, I can ping Google 8888. If I try to ping google.com, it might not work. But if I go to config, I do VPN 0, which is the transport VPN, and I do DNS because I want to use the Google DNS, which is 8.8.8.8. I will put it at the secondary. If I do commit and I go back, try to ping google.com, it should work. Now it's working. Now I can ping google.com. So which means each site can be, I mean, this edge can connect to the internet, but anything that's beyond it cannot at this time. So if I go back here, this edge, so I was testing from here, this edge can connect to the internet. This is the internet router, and it's going to this subnet and going to the real internet, because GNS3 using the NAT cloud can allow your PC allow your I mean, the NAT cloud can allow GNS3 to connect directly to the internet. But okay, this interface can connect to the internet, but anything beyond this interface cannot, because we're gonna have to adjust some policies in order to allow this PC to talk to the internet. So this is what is called the direct internet access. But there is also another way to connect your sites to the internet, is by getting the internet distributed from the data centers. Okay, we also have a NAT cloud connected to this firewall, and we can use this this route and redistribute them to the network, to the overlay network, and these devices can also connect to the internet, and that's going to be via the data center. If it's done via the data center, that's going to be on the overlay network. If it's done directly from the site, it's going to be the site will take that traffic to the underlay and give direct internet access. We're going to see the details. I just wanted to give an idea of how the topology is set up. So at this time, we're going to move on and onboard the last one edge. I've already onboarded all these one edges. Okay, this one also. So we're going to see how to onboard one edges using the one edge at site 44. So it's straightforward, nothing major. And before doing that, if you go to the dashboard, we can see that I have 11 one edges. I have one controller, okay, and you can see the dashboard. You can see the health of your network in terms of packet loss. You see here, I can see the packet loss depending on the transport, and you can also see latency, if there is any. That's also going to be in terms of transport. We can see the bits internet to internet is 2 ms. These are the stats that can allow you engage a provider to check the circuits. These are really fantastic tools because it makes your life easier to see if your network is getting getting if a specific connection is being degraded. You can also see utilization, and this is also good because you can kind of have some benchmark historic graphs that will tell you if you're passing less traffic or more too much traffic at a specific day or time. So that's basically to give an idea, and let's start with the onboarding of that 1 edge. The first thing that you need to do, remember we already installed the 1 edge list when we onboarded the controllers. So the first thing you need to do is you need to install the root CA PAM. So this is the certificate that is installed on all controllers, and it also need to be installed on all 1 edges. So the first thing we need to do is to install this certificate on our 1 edge at site 44. So I will copy this. We're going to use Vim. So if I go to this 1 edge, I do show certificate root CA cert, include MEDI, because MEDI underscore lab is the name of the organization. We don't see anything. And if we go to vshell LSL, we only have the archive underscore ID underscore RSA.pub file. We're going to create a root CA a file to install the root CA PAM. So you just type that command and type I for insert, and let's grab the root CA PAM. When you put the root CA PAM, make sure it matches everything like these dashes. We have 5, make sure you have all of them at the end, and everything must be the same. So, and I click escape 2 points WQ, and now if I do LSL, I just created a file, and if we go back to check if I can see the cert, not yet, because we just created a file but the certificate is not installed. So in order to install the certificate, you can use this command. Now you need to make sure that this message is returned. Successfully install the root certificate chain. Now if I recall this, you can see that the certificate has been installed. So now that the certificate has been installed, the steps are just easy. We're gonna drop our config, okay, because before a site to connect to the network, it needs to talk to the controller. So if we try to ping the vmanage, this site cannot connect to the controllers. vbond, this site cannot connect to the controllers because it does not have any configuration. So let me go over the config that I have here. It's straightforward. We have the device name, the site IP, the site system IP, the site ID, the organization name, the host name of the vbond. You can use an IP address. Basically, we saw that when you're going to create your PNP profile, if you have you want to use a host name, you can specify, or if you want to use an IP address, you can also specify. Seeing that on the PNP profile that I created, I use the host name. I'm using the host name for the command vbond. And the location you can specify. This is not mandatory, but I'm using this to kind of to give to structure my lab. And then you go into VPN 0, which is the transport VPN. You refer the DNS servers and you create a host. So what this command is saying, that you're translating this host name into this IP address. And then interface GE00, part of VPN 0, as the IP address pointing to the internet router, and then the default IP route going to the internet router. So looks like we're gonna have to set up that internet interface as well. So let me check, and it is interface G09 on the internet router. Let's see. G09 is not configured. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go config. Okay, let me drop the config on the edge side first. So I'm gonna take all of this and drop on the one edge. I'm gonna commit, and I'm gonna run that ping continuously. We can see that it's not reachable. I mean, it's count. I'm gonna add a count like 1000 to keep it running. Okay, it's not going through anyway. So let's go back to the internet router and go to interface G09 and do a no shot. And then put a description just to make it like this is going to the edge site 44, and then I'm going to give the IP address on this side. It's gonna be 100.100.44.2, and the subnet is /30, so it's gonna be 252. And then I'm going to advertise this into OSPF IP OSPF 1 area 0. So once we do that, I think our edge can talk to the controllers at this time. We see that. Let me just remove the count. You can see that the edge can now talk to the controllers. So that's the first step. You need to make sure that your edge can talk to the controllers. Don't rush. Make sure that you validate first. And now that's the edge is talking to the controller, we can go back to the dashboard, and we're going to activate to validate the one of the edges. So in order to do that, we go to configuration, certificates. I think it should be here, or it's gonna be a configuration devices. Yeah, it's right here. So we're using a VH cloud, so make sure you validate this the right node. So just to give an idea, these are the vPTELA routers, but if you're using a Cisco router, a CSR 1000V, you can validate. I haven't got this work, so I'm not going to use them. I was testing this, it did not come up, so I'm using the VHs. So this is the VH we're going to validate. Okay, this one, sorry, this one. So it's starting by B3DA. So I'm going to validate it. Valid. It's basically to click valid and confirm OK. When you do that, make sure you send to the controllers. That's where the controllers, especially the vBond, can be aware that there is a one edge that has been validated. Because when a one edge comes in the network, the first time it's going to talk to the vBond. So the vBond needs to be aware of the one edge list. And we go back to devices. And now we need to go to that one edge. So it's this one. It's the B3DA. And at this time we need to grab the bootstrap configuration. You uncheck this and you click OK. We can grab this, and I'm gonna put in the notepad here. Okay, so before applying the command that's going to make the one edge request to be part of, that's going to activate the one edge into the SD-WAN fabric, let's do some baseline checks, pre-config checks. So if you do show control connections, there is no control connections. If you do history, there is no control connections history. If you do show control local properties, we can see that we have the certificate status not installed, okay, and we have the organization name, the certificate is not installed, we have the DNS, the vBond name, the site ID, the domain ID, the protocol DTLS, and the system IP. We have the chassis number, but we're going to change this because we are now going to use the chassis number that's being that we got from the bootstrap config. And basically one of the things that should tell you that the bootstrap has been the one edge has been onboarded will be the certificate that will be installed here. So let's go ahead and get this command right. So this is for the previous one, so I'm gonna delete this one. The first number on content here is the chassis number. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna put here, and the second number is the token. It's kind of a password, it's a one-time password, because the vManage needs to check to make sure that this one edge trying to join the SD-WAN fabric is authorized, is a valid one edge. So other thing that we can also check, if we go to vBond, I'm waiting for the vBond CLI. Okay, so I'm gonna go admin Cisco, and I will do show control valid. You can check the valid V edges. Okay, we're not seeing anything here. Show control, but show control connections, no control connections. Show orchestrator valid V edge. Okay, so you should use the show orchestrator. Okay, so this is listing all the valid V edges. Okay, so it's gonna be too long, but yeah, these are the valid V edges. So that's why we sent the list of one edges to V edge to vBond. Okay, basically if we search, if we go back here, we search with, I think, this value, we do match include. It's not part of the list yet. So let's go back to the dashboard. We will go to configuration, certificates. Okay, so we got the command ready. We're going to apply it now. Okay, we're going to apply it now, and remember, we only have 11 one edges. Let's go back to configuration, certificates, and let's apply the command. So basically what we're going to do, as soon as we apply it, we're going to send the list to the controllers again. So I'm going back to one edge 44. We checked it can connect to the controllers. Didn't copy that command. Let me go back and copy the command. Copy, paste. So I have sent, and I'm going to send to the controllers. So let me go back to the one edge. If we do show so if we do show control connections, we already see that this device is talking to vManage and vBond. If we do show control connections history, there is no more history. Looks like it's already onboarded. Control connections history, yeah, the history. We have an history. State up, RX tier down. If you want to see the legend, this info can help you troubleshoot the issue. I have seen the couple of issues that I've seen, like if the certificate could not be validated by vBond. I've seen this error. I've seen this error. So you can take, if your one edge is not getting onboarded, sometimes I also saw this error. So if you see that your one edge is not getting accepted by vBond, take this, okay, take the code, the error code, type on Google. You can see a lot of articles blogs talking on what the issue is and how you can get it resolved. I was stuck. I spent a good amount of time trying to resolve the onboarding of one edges. The resolution was to reinstall my vBond. So that's just to give you an hint. If you're having issues, your one edges, I saw most of the errors I was getting was this one, timeout, pure vBond timeout, and this error, and this error. So it was like, oh, I spent a good amount of time, and I said, okay, let me just rebuild the vBond, and as soon as I did it, the one edges could be onboarded.